It's been 24 years, but Gilbert Zermeño remembers losing both his mother and sister, who lived in Texas, to hantavirus very well. Turns out after he'd cleaned their house, he was exposed to rodent droppings and became infected. He spent several days in a Phoenix hospital and was released only to go back. Z, as his loved ones call him, was able to fight and see his daughter again. After Zermeño recovered in 2002, he spoke to CBS Evening News about his experience.
It's Arizona. It's over 100 degrees outside, and I'm freezing. They didn't know what they were dealing with. We knew more than they did.
Gilbert Zermeño joins us now. He's an acclaimed photojournalist for AZ Family, the CBS station in Phoenix. I'm also lucky enough to call him a friend. Hey, Z.
Hi, baby. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. So back to the topic. 2002. Yeah. The worst year of your life. You lost your mom, you lost your sister, you lost your dad in something unrelated. How are you feeling with hantavirus being in the news again now?
I imagine I got the same feeling that every person who's ever contracted hantavirus and still deals with the effects afterwards of it, much worse than I have, feel and felt when we heard about the story. It takes you back. And it's no less painful now than it was back then. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie. One of the things that I started realizing, and I had a conversation with my daughter about doing interviews on this. She said, you know, Dad, there's a lot of misinformation out there and social media influencers that are trying to panic the general public into freaking out when you hear the word virus attached to anything. But I'm here to just tell people, look, you need to do some research on this because it's not as scary as COVID was. And I had COVID too and survived that. So that's kind of why I'm here to talk to you and to the general public about my experience.
And so we're going to get into more of the misinformation and what you want people to know. But at the time, it was so rare. You had flu-like symptoms, aches, pains. The hospital actually sent you home because they hadn't seen evidence of hantavirus. And your mom and your sister were also misdiagnosed. It was said that they died of sepsis, but it was hantavirus. So how did the rarity of this at the time complicate your treatment and diagnosis?
I kept testing negative for it. And they kept taking blood. And the first time I was in the hospital, a doctor came in and said, I think it's 99.9% sure that you do not have the hantavirus. And thankfully, I had a really great support system. My wife and my sister-in-laws, and one of them was in the medical community, did a lot of research and came with information that they shared with the medical professionals that were taking care of me, and they stayed on it. So I had a really good group of medical advocates by my side, and they were helping me. So,
and I mean, you did pull through, but at one point you had actually made your peace with God in case, because it was looking that bad at that point and you were scared. But that said, you are one of these rare people who you've survived hantavirus, you've survived COVID. And exactly what you said echoes what our own Dr. Celine Gounder has said, which is, you know, this isn't COVID. It doesn't spread as easily. We've known about hantavirus for decades. We didn't know about COVID at the time. What else do you want people to take away from hearing your story?
Well, I want them to, A, be informed, listen to your medical professionals, and have a plan in the event that you do feel that you were exposed to the hantavirus or to someone who had the hantavirus. The likelihood of you catching it from person to person is minuscule.
Thanks for sharing your story, Z. We appreciate you.